I have a story here from Gizmodo.com. It's up on archive because, well, you'll see. Steamboat Willie horror game dev swears they're not making neo-Nazi references. In a rush to capitalize on Mickey Mouse's public domain arrival, a Steamboat Willie themed horror game faced scrutiny for alleged neo-Nazi dog whistles. Let me just say real quick, I'm not a fan of all this stuff about when these characters become public domain, we're gonna make horror movies out of them. Winnie the Pooh, or in this case, Steamboat Willie and stuff. That just strikes me as incredibly uncreative. I don't understand it. It's neither here nor there, though. But anyway, the article begins with the first paragraph is some stupid joke, quote unquote, about Facebook. I don't know what the fuck's that got to do with anything, but whatever. Anyway, I guess apparently there's a game called it was called Infestation 88. They've changed the name. Announced by they've since changed the name, I should say. Announced by Nightmare Forge Games on New Year's Day to coincide with Steamboat Willie's entry into the public domain, and with it the earliest versions of Mickey and Minnie Mouse. It is one of the first new works publicly unveiled to make use of the new now publicly exploitable short film and immediately went viral, forever proving that when in doubt, public domain material will almost immediately become fair for the horror genre. Multiplayer survival horror infestation sees players deal with sinister vermin infestation spearheaded by what is essentially a zombified version of Mickey Mouse, as he appeared in Steamboat Willie. But aside from being one of the first projects to make headlines after Mickey's public domain debut, the attention also led to increased scrutiny after it appeared that the game made references to a series of far-right gestures and allusions that were perceived as potentially anti-Semitic. A couple of these I can understand. There's one in particular that is absolutely ridiculous. Basically, the use of the word or the number 88 in the title, as well as the game being set in 1988, it alleged to white supremacist talking points about Jewish people. The Southern Poverty Law Center, which is a bunch of bullshit fucking morons, who they used to do good work, arguably, but now have become complete mouthpieces for just. Anyway, I don't want to get too far into the weeds on that. Described 88 in this anti-Semitic form as a reference to H being the eighth letter of the alphabet, with 88 being shorthand for HH or Heil Hitler. And so that I can understand. However, this next part further claims point to a series of references to the number 14 in both the number of characters in the title, the fact that the game is described as being for 1 to 4 players, and a reference on Nightmare Forge's website to the years between the developer's apparent founding in 2010 and when copyrights were filed for this year, 2024. 14 words, yada yada yada. So basically, the common white supremacist terminology reference to the ideological slogan of white supremacist and domestic terrorist David Lane. The whole thing about it being between 1 and 4 players, that's somehow an illusion. Like, that's where you start to go wrong. That's where it becomes ridiculous. Any credibility you might have gotten from the 88 stuff, or even from the whole, the founding in 2010 and the copyrights for 2024, any credibility you might have gotten from that is just completely pissed away when you talk about 1 to 4 players. Like, what? Like, seriously, like, what the fuck? What are we talking about here? And it kind of goes on, and then it mentions that they've changed the name of the game to Infestation Origins. They've claimed ignorance. They released a statement on X, Twitter, and everything. Blah blah blah. Everything. I don't know. It's like I said, some of this stuff you could absolutely see. Maybe it's a little, it's a little questionable, you know. But then, like, the whole 1 to 4 stuff, it's like, what the fuck is that? But anyway, I just that's the main reason I put it up on archive, because I mean, just this whole the game being described as 1 to 4 players. Like, do you not remember the Nintendo 64 era? I mean, like you, what the fuck? It's just stupid. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and in the article or in the video here, because I'm starting to ramble at this point. This is just fucking stupid. I don't know if they're making neo-Nazi references. I do think that you shouldn't just assume that they are. Maybe they were legitimately ignorant of this stuff. I would expect no less from a place like Gizmodo, though. That's why it's up on archive. Questionable at most. I think is the way to go. And then at the least, maybe it's just an honest mistake. Anyway, like I said, I'll go ahead and wrap this video up. I'll link this in the description box. You can read it for yourself. Thank you very much for